Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. I'd like to spin the wheel for our prize winner this week, which was the necklace that says Read and book Mindset by Carol Dweck. But before I do that, I want to tell you a little bit more about the workshop that I went to about techniques for children and adolescents with emotional and behavioral problems, and connect it to this fabulous Big Life Journal tool that came in my email today or yesterday. Anyway, so let me paint the picture for you and try to connect the dots. So our presenter was talking about optimism and pessimism, and he talked about that tendency to be either optimistic or pessimistic is actually genetically wired. Isn't that interesting? This comes from studies on trauma and resiliency. So if you're wondering why some kids can kind of make it past trauma and some kids can't, some of that is actually just sort of genetically predisposed in their outlooks on life. And then the other thing he was saying was the importance of the internal voice. So he was saying kids don't have a voice in their head that may not have a voice in their head that tells them it's okay, I'll be all right, I can do this, the positive voice. Sometimes kids have a voice inside their head that's anxious or explosive, especially if those are the voices that have been modeled to them in their environment. And he said, kids are looking to you to know if things are stable. How you talk to them matters. Then the other thing he was talking about was that self-efficacy. And this kind of goes back to the internal voice. Self-efficacy is the belief in oneself that you can make a difference in your own world. And you know, if you've got kids that have learned helplessness, low motivation, they don't have self-efficacy, right? So he said, imagine if you had a wall of sticky notes and your subconscious mind went to the wall and picked off a note and read it, and that's what they believed about themselves. So imagine a wall of notes, sticky notes, and all of those sticky notes contain something you believe about yourself. Well, some of our kids who have a lot of behavior problems or anxiety and depression have a full wall of sticky notes of negativity. All their self-beliefs are negative. So he talked about the importance of creating a new truth and breaking that spin cycle and giving kids other things, other notes to put on their internal sticky note wall. And he said, repetition creates truth. So we've got to teach kids positive self-talk, and we've got to get them to repeat it. And so this Big Life Journal had this tool where you can, these positive mindset kind of ideas, and you can print them off and cut them up. The idea would be you could hang them up and then somebody would like take one off, like one of those numbers you call or whatever. You could do lots of different things with this tool. You could pull one out of a hat every day and say, this is our positive mindset goal for the day. And there's actually 33 of these. You could do one every day and it'll last you to the end of the school year. But I like this one right here that says, today I will say, I am kind, I am enough, I am loved. We've got to give kids the positive self-talk that they're missing, because we're not going to create motivation and self-efficacy if we don't work on that internal wall and that self-talk. So I'm going to attach this to the email when I'm finished, but I'm also going to spin the wheel and see who won. Here we go. Katie Gerard. Okay, I'll head over to Irving and give you your prize.